What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. The Mars Battlegrounds has returned as this week's Nightfall and Grandmaster, a strike that can be quite intimidating. But by completing the Mars Battleground this week, you'll be able to farm for god rolls of the pre-Ascendant solar bow. And by completing the Mars Battleground on Grandmaster, you'll be able to get adept drops of this extraordinary legendary bow. So today we'll be breaking down several workarounds and cheeses, both with the early phases of this strike and during its boss encounter, that will help you clear this intimidating strike with ease. In this Nightfall, you'll encounter unstoppable and barrier champions, and your enemies will deal 25% bonus solar damage. This gets paired up with Fire Pit, which means that the acolytes will scorch the ground with pools of fire on death. So be sure to equip solar resistance mods and concussive dampener to combat this. Strand and void damage get boosted this week, and heavy machine guns get overcharged, giving all of these damage sources a 25% increase. In terms of best loadouts, hunters will have the most success having invisibility and a tether at their disposal. Banner of War continues to be a great choice with Titans. Warlocks can help immobilize the enemies with a strand build, but a Well of Radiance build can help keep your team alive. In terms of weapons, with unstoppable and barrier champions in this Nightfall, the Wishender, the Malfeasance, Quicksilver Storm, Revision Zero, and the Leviathan's Breath are all going to be exceptionally powerful exotics. With heavy machine guns getting overcharged, the Retrofit Escapade or the Circular Logic will perform exceptionally well. When this Nightfall begins, you have the opportunity to cheese the towers in this opening area. If you completely ignore and skip by the rank and file ads and just make your way over to Tower C, you can break the gunk off and activate the tower without grabbing the attention of any of the nearby enemies. While Tower C is activating, you can hang back in the corner and wait for the big mini-boss to spawn in. Once Tower C has activated, go ahead and knock off the gunk from Tower B. Take down the boss, and then begin the process of activating the tower. You can relocate back towards the beginning while Tower B gets activated. After B is done, move over to Tower A. Defeat the Death Tongue that spawns in towards the back so that he doesn't have the chance to engage the Shrieker. Finish off Tower A, and you'll be done with the entire tower sequence in much less time than it would have taken you doing it the normal way. The next section is going to be a bit more tricky. You have to wait on Ghost to break into the system, but anytime enemies get near, his progress gets halted. It will be best to have your team stationed on the second floor balcony or outside of the compound, completely away from the enemies. The ads will continue to spawn in until Ghost is done, but with a hunter's invisibility, you can easily keep the progress going as you clear through the enemies. Hunter's invisibility will also come in handy in the next section, where you need to avoid being seen by the Seraph Tower. Towering barricades can also help provide additional cover as you make your way through. The next section has you breaking into the Warmind Vault by destroying the Hive runes that are attached to the doorway. If you're going for a speed run, you'll need to grab at least 2 relics to break these runes. But if you don't mind waiting a few extra minutes, you can let the timer run out, which causes the doors to open up anyways. If you don't break the runes, you won't get the heavy ammo crate that would have spawned, but this can ensure that your team stays safe during this sequence. And either way, you're going to have an unstoppable and a barrier champion at the end. Once you've made it to the boss encounter, there's one more cheese that you can use to make this Nightfall a lot less complicated. By jumping up to the server stacks that are on the far right and far left of the room, you can easily avoid most of the enemy fire, and you can stay out of harm's way from the boss's brutal slam attacks. Only one Guardian can stand on a stack at once though, and the back server stacks are not nearly as safe as the front ones, so if you're in the back, you'll need to watch out for the wizards and acolytes that spawn in. Once the encounter begins and you've grabbed the attention of the boss, you can lure him directly below one of the stacks to easily whittle his health bar down. It might take a little bit longer to get the boss's health down, since this does cut out line of sight from some of the other teammates, but this ensures that your team isn't going to wipe. Once the boss's health hits the halfway mark, he'll go immune, and you'll need to get 5 batteries deposited into the center plate in order to damage the boss again. This is another chance for invisible hunters to come in clutch, as you can go invisible and deposit the batteries without getting annihilated in the process. If you don't have invisibility at your disposal, you're going to need to coordinate with your team and synchronize your supers so that you can clear the center area to make a path for whoever is carrying a battery. After all 5 batteries have been deposited, the boss will lose his shield. You'll now be able to lure the boss back into the corner as you stand safely atop the server stacks, giving you an extremely easy way to defeat this intimidating boss and complete this daunting Nightfall. And with that being said, we have now covered all the best loadouts, workarounds, and cheeses to the Mars Battlegrounds Grandmaster. Whether you're trying it as a team or solo, I wish you all the best of luck out there this week. Let me know how your runs are going and what drops you've gotten of that amazing legendary bow. And if you've got any additional tips and tricks for your fellow Guardians, then be sure to let us know those down in the comments below. Thank you as always for checking out today's video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated, and both really do help support the channel. If you're a new Light Guardian, just starting your journey, or a battle-hardened veteran, just looking for a new home, then be sure to check out the Discord link in the description below and join one of the greatest communities in all of Destiny. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.